viewers. In this short video we're going to discuss a little bit on the Renko TS. Not going to get into too much on the dashboard itself. Remember this button here changes those buttons to black or to violet or purple, magenta, whatever you want to call it. Remember, when you build a Renko chart, there's always two charts built for every pair. So if you select all 28 pairs, you're going to have 56 charts. The first chart is always the 1 minute chart, which this AITG Renko Builder version 1 goes on. So you have to have this in your indicator folder for this to work. And the second chart is the one which the Renko TS will go on. Now if you have this button set to magenta like it is, this will select the 1 minute chart to look at. And if it is black, of course, then we're going to be looking at the second chart. So normally you want these black because we're not too interested in the 1 minute chart once it's set up. So anyway, let's do a Renko. So first of all, you select a button. Let's just do one. And then of course you set up your templates, and then if you want to do all 28 or whichever ones you want to do, just select them all later on and then build Renkos. But we're going to just pick one for now so we can get our charts set up the way we want them, and we're going to show you what the chart looks like. Okay, let's see what we pick. There we do the pound cat, I guess. Oops, should have done that. Close that one out. Close out these other, get rid of the buttons. And let's go up here. Select the pound Aussie. And we're just going to hit the build the Renko button. And there's building our Renko chart. Was that a pretty good move right in there? And we'll get this out of the way for now. Now, like I says, you can see down here it creates two charts. And when it creates the Renko charts, it will turn these buttons black automatically for you. So you look at the second chart. If you want to look at the first chart, then you can click this, make them all magenta, whatever way you want to do it. But since we only got two charts here, I can just go down here and click. This will be the 1 minute. And this is the one where that indicator goes on, which is the AITG Renko Builder version 1. So make sure you have that in your indicator folder. And there's not much to it. In this particular case, we're just going to have a Renko box size of 10 pips. So we set this to 10. The rest of them, I'm just going to leave them where they're at. Now, if you want to calculate a box size based on the ATR, you can set this to true. And then for every pair, the box size will be different, the brick size. But in this case, we're just going to use a fixed 10 pip brick size for all of our pairs when we open them up. Okay, so that looks good. Click OK. Close that, and then once you get that set the way you want to, what you want to do is save that template as the Renko Chart Builder template. That's the 1 minute chart. That's what it's called. So if you got that template set up the way you want it, save it as the Renko Chart Builder template. We can just save it over the top. Okay, so now that template is saved. Now these two templates, Renko Chart Builder and Renko Chart, must be present in your template folder. You will get these two templates along with your purchase when you purchase the starter package or the dashboard. But these two must be in there, and they must be spelled exactly as shown here. So don't change the spelling. Leave them alone, but those two must be there for this to work, because this, when you save them, it looks for these when it creates these charts. So make sure they are in your template folder. Now I'm just going to hit the refresh to get this back. Okay, now we go over and look at our... Now you can see it says 9 pips, but remember back over here on the M1 chart it said 10. This is basically just a rounding off problem in the coding, where it's rounding off numbers, it rounds it off to 9, but actually the box size, or the brick size, whatever you want to call it, will be 10 pips like it is there. It is not 9, so this just gives you kind of a rough estimate. Okay, so there's our chart. You can see it has built our Renko chart, and it has put our 2 breakout lines on there. The way this works, when it closes above, in this case the green line, it would have signaled a buy trade up in here. And then it puts on, if we're using the, we'll go back to the settings here. If you got the jumping stop loss turned on, it will automatically put a stop loss in. And then as every time the price moves up another brick, that jumping stop loss will also move up another brick. And then we got the alert settings like we do in all of our other, most of our TSs. Some of them have it, some of them don't. Where if you want, when it breaks out here, rather than taking the trade, having the trade, the dashboard do it automatically, you can have the alerts turned on, so it will just send you an alert, and you can come and look at it and see if the trade, if you like it or not. If you like the trade, then you just click the alert button. Same way with draw, take profit, draw, stop loss. You got to have these set to false if you want to use either one of those. So if you have the take profit set to false like it is, when you open the trade, there has to be an open trade present. Then you can hit the draw take profit, and it'll put a take profit on here, and you can double click it and move it wherever you want. If you have the jumping stop loss set to false, then the draw stop loss line will work. Remember, you got to have an open trade. These do not work unless there is a trade on the chart presently open. Then you can click the draw stop loss. It will put a stop loss line down here someplace, just a random spot. You double click it and put it where you want to, so you can do that. But remember, these only work when there is a trade present, and either this one is set to false or this one is set to false, depending on which one you click on. The buy or sell only work when there is no trade present. You can click on either one of these and it will take a buy or a sell immediately. If there is an open trade, you cannot add to the trade by clicking this buy or sell. These only work the first time for the first trade. If you want to add to the trade, you got to go back to the dashboard and click on the buy or sell button there. Close trade. If you got an open trade here and you just want to get out of it right now, you're looking at it, just hit the close button and you're out of it. So not much to this one. It works pretty good. And once you get this set up the way you want to, and your settings and indicator, be sure so you can save this template. This is the Renko chart template. Don't save it as the chart builder. The builder is the 1-minute template chart. This is the one that's actually got the TS on it. So save that template. And then what you can do is, if you want to, usually what I do, clear out my buttons, close down all those two charts just to clean everything up. And then what you can do is select if you want to do all 28, or if you just want to pick and choose which ones you want to do, do that, but so you can pick 28 if you want. You hit the build the Renkos. And as you can see, it builds 28 charts. See, now this is where those colored buttons come in handy. As you can see right now, they're black. So when I click on one, because notice down across the bottom, you're going to have 56 buttons down here. The first buttons are always the M1, and then your M2 buttons are going to be way off to the right, and you have to scroll way over there. So it makes it easier to find a chart that you want to look at. What you want to do is click on this. That way it'll change it to magenta, and then by clicking the button, sorry about that, don't change it to magenta. Magenta will get you the first one. Black will get you the second chart. So this will end up black when you create them. So in the black position, it will take you to the second chart, not the M1. So now you can just click on one, and it'll take you right over to the proper chart. And you can see it says 9 pips again. It's rounding off. But as you can see, there probably would have been a trade right up here. You would have got a breakout trade, because there would have been a breakout line. You would have got in somewhere down in here. And it just depends on where your take profit and stop loss. You've got a lot of pips there. Each one of these bricks is 10. And right here, there's another breakout. And we don't have any signals right now, so we don't have any possible breakout trades. So basically, that's the way it goes. And like I said, if you set this to magenta, like I mistakenly did there before, it will take you to the 1 minute chart. If you want to look at the 1 minute, but normally you don't care about this unless you want to change it. So we normally leave it at black, and then that way it'll take you right to the chart you want to look at. And that breakout. Okay, so let's see. That about covers it for the Renko. Just remember, you have to have the AITG Renko Builder version 1 indicator in your indicator folder. And this particular is the demo Renko breakout, if you're just demoing it. And remember, in your template folder, you have to have these 2 templates spelled exactly as this. They come with the starter package, so just make sure they are in there. Okay, that about does it for that.